What's good, YouTube? Your boy Flash speaks back for another video. Just sitting here watching the LA Sparks choke away this game. Kelsey Plum had actually put them in a good position before regulation had stopped. And then the defense was so trash they allowed the Valkyrie to come back, tie it up, send it in overtime, and then after that, uh, Kelsey Plum and Derek Hamby decided to play two-man ball, me and you versus the Valkyries, and that shit didn't work. The Valkyries played as a team. They were playing defense throughout, sharing the ball, hitting clutch shots, and so now we at 81-87, and it looks like the Golden State Valkyries are going to find a way to pull this out. And the Los Angeles Sparks are going to lose. But at any rate, man, what's going on, Sky fans, man? Listen, man. I want y'all to keep your head up, bruh. That's what I want y'all to do, man. Right now, we kind of in a little bit of disarray. I mean, I get it. It's the losing. Losing affects people in different ways. You know what I'm saying? It just does. Some of us cause us to tank. Some of us cause us to just walk back. You know what I mean? Things that we were previously 10 toes down on. Some of us makes us dig in deeper. I just happen to be one of the people that dig in deeper. I don't know how to, you know, cower. I don't know how to win. I don't know how to do none of that. I think it's DNA. You know what I mean? I was told by an old African wise man that I'm from a scholar warrior tribe. I'm from a tribe of scholar warriors, and I believe that. You dig what I'm saying? I can just tell that's just me. Like that loss to Indiana just made me want to kill them niggas. That's all it did for me. It don't make me want to like, oh my god, I need to reanalyze the team. Everybody sucks, and I don't know how to I don't know how to do that. I'm uncomfortable with that kind of energy, so I just turn into unbridled rage. You know what I'm saying? And I incredible Hulk out. That's all I know how to do. So I mean, that could be the wrong way to go about things. It could be whatever it is, but it's my personality. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. But but at any rate, man, like uh. So now there's this thing with Candace Parker is on. And shout out to Showtime who showed it. But Candace Parker's on the joint, and she talking about Angel Reese, talking about Tyler Marsh, saying some things about him, and then saying some things about the rivalry, which I find absolutely mind-boggling and baffling. The thing she said about Tyler Marsh, whatever. I can't say she's right or she's wrong, right? She's Candace Parker. She's a professional basketball player in the WNBA who known Tyler Marsh personally, right? I don't know this guy at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm only judging based off of the job that he's doing right now for the Sky, and right now it's not looking good, right? So we kind of assume based off of like things that we think he can control, like the the rotations, the system, the things that coaches can control. We just kind of look at him, and since that's not going good, we assume I don't know he ain't too good. We look at so-called development, and we don't really see much added to any player's games. Angel Reese's game looks the same. Cardoso's game looks the same. Um, Onion Wary's game, which I really thought would be key if he could develop her, looks the same. So I don't know, but if she says he's good, cool. Um, I don't know, cool. If she don't mean it sincerely, then that's messed up because of the fact that like lying about him or saying a good thing about him because that's your friend is what you're doing, that's not really going to help nobody. If he's bad, he needs to be called to the carpet. So I would rather she just be silent if she didn't mean what she said, you know, than to go out there and just glaze him up and he's the right coach and all of that and nobody can tell. You feel what I'm saying? Unless she think it's just all on Angel and that he is doing good and it's just her, then maybe she should just say that. You feel me? Because We looking for answers. There is no connection between what she's saying and what we seeing. You know, so that's what I got to say as far as that go. Now, um, as far as the other stuff with it's not a rivalry. Like, what do people keep saying that for? You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people saying that who I respect. You know what I mean? They know I respect them, but why are people saying that? I don't understand. Like, like I can believe something a rivalry, or you can believe it or not, right? But then there's certain factual things that negate that. You know what I mean? Like the fact that when those two teams play each other, there are more eyes on the game than other games, other teams playing against each other. There's more invested in it. Um, you look at the way the Fever show up to that game. Like if they're not going to show up to any game, they're going to show up and make sure they beat Chicago's ass. That's the one thing they're going to do. I don't know about this year's Chicago team, but last year's Chicago team always showed up to play Indiana for sure. Even if they might lose or be overmatched, they went out there and played. You look at the antics and all the things that go on. You look at the whole situation with the crowd, the way they treat them. It's a fucking rivalry. Like if you ever looked at games throughout your life, it has all the signs of it. Now, what I'm hoping is, and what I'm hoping is, and what I'm really hoping is not happening right now, is that when people say it's not a rivalry, because there's two groups of people that says that, right? The first is the Clarkies, who say it's not a rivalry. And why do they say it? Clarkies say it's not a rivalry because they believe Caitlin Clark is on another level than Angel Reese. She, as a basketball player, she is a super. She's on a super stratosphere, and Angel Reese is just, you know, she's mediocre to just trash. Like they'll call her that and stuff like that, right? And for that reason, it's insulting to the greatness of Caitlin Clark to say that to even imply that it's a rivalry, right? That's their position. Okay, I don't know what Candace Parker meant, but I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Now, when we talk about Clark fans or Reese fans or Chicago Sky fans who are saying it's not a rivalry, and I would say Reese fans because what I'm starting to see happen now because we fucking losing. And let me explain something about this here. Um, Losing, right, and going through tribulation, I'll call it, or maybe that's a strong word. Going through challenges, right, brings out the real from fake. It just does, or whatever, right? Or it brings out what's really inside. It just does when you have challenge. That's why I like on a football team or on a basketball team. Typically, you want players that still can maintain their character and their poise and their focus through losing. Right? It's like if you have a wide receiver quarterback position, it's always a problem. The guy that as soon as you start losing, now he complaining about not getting the ball, or he complaining about this, complaining about that. He just go complain to the media. Like that's a problem, right? So what's kind of happening is with all the losing is you got people jumping off of the deep end now. All right, get rid of this person, fire that person, trade 20 people, do all this type of stuff, right? And I'm not even saying nobody's wrong or anything like that. But in the midst of it, what you're starting to see now is a rift between Chicago Sky fans who seem to have one particular perspective and Angel Reese fans who might have a different perspective. Because Angel Reese fans who ain't really Chicago Sky fans, they're like, fuck it, just trade her to another team and stuff like that because they want to see her winning right now. Like there's a must that she got to be in a winning situation right now. They don't even care if Ada Reeves is happy with it or whatever. They don't care. They're just saying we want to see her winning right now, right? Because of the losing part. So I'm starting to see kind of like that rift. So when I wonder about those who say it's not a rivalry, with Indiana. I am wondering, is this Angel Reese fans? Is this Chicago Sky fans? Who I have a feeling they do see a rivalry with Indiana because Indiana is close by. You know what I mean. You got Illinois right there, and you got Indiana. They're right close by each other. So the Bulls and the Pacers are actually rivals, right? Um, can't say Colts and Bears, of course, but they're they're rival. They're close proximity to each other. They're both Midwest teams, right? So I do wonder about that kind of. But this is what I hope. This is what I hope that because they're losing and right now Angel Reese is having a tough time right now. She's going through a tough stretch. With her scoring being down, rebounding being the same, defense being pretty practically the same. But with her scoring being down right now, I'm hoping we're not walking back some of the thoughts that we had about her. As far as she can improve on offense and all those types of things. Sure, what makes her special isn't necessarily the offensive scoring. I'm able to get that. I have enough depth and understanding of basketball to kind of get that. Right? There's been plenty of players that I loved whose offense wasn't great. Ben Wallace, is one. Dennis Rodman, of course, is another. Um, Shit, I loved guys like Tayshaun Prince. I loved players like Rajah Bell. I loved all types of players because I truly do see two sides of the floor. People who see just one side, I just don't get them. I just really have a hard time believing they understand the game for real. Um, I've seen players who are just offensive players primarily who can't play defense and they develop a defense. And I've seen players who are just defensive players who slowly develop an offense. I've seen both. So it's whatever. But with Angel Reese, you have to have the right type of team built around her. It just is what it is, obviously. And right now, either Chicago doesn't have it, or we're not patient enough to see if they can develop into that. My hunch is this team probably won't, um, because there's just certain intangibles that I look for that aren't there. Like I don't see enough scrappiness. I don't see enough players diving for loose balls. I don't see enough fight. I don't see enough clutchness. I just don't see enough of those things to believe in it. But I do understand the idea of a team can go on a run later, you know. So we'll see about all of that. But right now it doesn't look good. But what I'm hoping is deep down, Reese fans aren't starting to believe that she's really not that good, right? I start to wonder, so you start walking back certain things, and one of the things you walk back is the idea of a rivalry, because we're looking at, when we say rivalry, we're looking at it between comparing Caden Clark and Angel Reese as a fan, because people are saying, well, they're completely two different types of players. This is what Candace Parker was saying. They're completely two different types of players. So, bro, the Bulls and the Knicks were a rivalry throughout the '90s, one of the best rivalries. The Knicks and the Bulls were a better rivalry than Michael Jordan against, or the Bulls against any Western team, whether it's the Utah Jazz or Phoenix or whoever. I would argue that the greatest rivalry that the Bulls ever had was with the Knicks. Even if they beat the Knicks all the time, and the two marquee players played nothing alike. You have Pat Ewing and you have Michael Jordan. So what does it matter if they play the same position or not? Why do they have to face each other specifically on the court for there to be a rivalry? That's nonsense. It's not true. Bird and Magic, okay? One is a forward, one is a point guard. Okay, so you want to try to make the argument that Magic's really a power forward or really a point forward. I disagree with that, but let's say we can go with that. But even in the game, they don't face each other. Bird and Magic didn't face each other in the game. They didn't guard each other. They didn't. So that doesn't work still because LeBron and his rivalry with the Spurs, Tim Duncan. Okay, the Miami Heat had a rivalry with the Spurs, right? That was his first go around. That was Tim Duncan was always in the way. They don't play the same position at all, but like it was a rivalry, right? Um, so I don't get where you got to play the same position for there to be a rivalry, unless you're talking about just a rivalry between the two players and not the teams, right? There's a rivalry between teams. Now, if the argument is Fever is so much better that it's not a rivalry, I can't even go there yet because you're talking about it's only the second year, and what the fuck is Fever actually done? You know what I mean. Um, so of course it's a rivalry because the intensity when the two teams face each other, the marquee uh, names, that's what makes it a rivalry. Um, Candace, I'm hoping that it ain't deep down where she just thinks Clark is better. That's most people who say that it's not a rivalry. I think that's what they believe. That's why they'll say it. You know, I know everybody I know ain't saying that, but people got different ways of looking at that stuff. For me, I'm standing 10 toes down. I said if I had a choice to start a team with either one or the other, I said Angel Reese I would start my team with, and I still fucking mean that. Right? We're not going back on that. I still mean that. Unfortunately, um, one is in a situation with a bunch of bums around her that don't fit what she's going to do well. Right? Um, I'm hoping that maybe now if you got Atkins and you have HVL starting over Sloop, which could be Sloop, it could be actually a blessings in disguise type of situation. I still think you need a three that's a defensive player, um, a slasher to the basket type, but also can shoot well enough to where they're floor space. I think you need that. Um, Camilla, I'm still not convinced her and Camilla fit together well, even though they do have some chemistry. I'm not really convinced about it. I think if Camilla was more of a stretch, that could work, or if Angel's more of a stretch, it could work. I don't know currently, so that's problematic for me. I've been putting it out there. If the Sparks, because I don't know if this keeps going like with Ricky, I don't know. But I guess Cameron Brink coming back, so who knows? And he got, I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, um, but if I could get a player for Camilla, that's the player I would probably move. Me personally, okay. But I could be wrong about that. I just don't know how they fit together. Okay. Um. Well. Anyway. Anyway, what we got, man? What's the next damn game Chicago got? New York Liberty today. You got the Dream on Friday and Connecticut on Sunday. Okay. Not going to beat the Liberty today. You can scratch that. Probably won't beat the Dream. And maybe you'll beat Connecticut. But right now, I'm just looking for development right now. I'm not so much worried about the winning because, I mean, you give those to yourself, those types of expectations, you'll go crazy dealing with this team. So anyway, man, I'm Eastern time. It's like 12:30 at night. I'm about to go to hell to bed. I'll get with y'all later tomorrow. Peace out.